What are the most important muscles for aesthetics in men? It's the biceps, right? Everyone knows it's the biceps. Actually, it's not necessarily true, although having big biceps certainly won't hurt. All right, I'm going to discuss this quite a bit, and when I say this, I'm not saying that I am particularly great in this area. In fact, historically, because of my powerlifting, some of the more aesthetic important muscles are lagging a little bit, relative to the rest of my physique. So let's make that clear when I make this statement. It's the stuff that I need to continue to work on and actually prioritize myself because I know the value of it historically, artistically, biologically. All right, what are they? It's upper chest and shoulders, okay? Upper chest and shoulders. All right, interestingly enough, and this is where biology gets a little funny and a little interesting. All right. And this is what we argue with it is, why are they? Is it because of the golden mean? Is it because of the classic aesthetic shape? Or is it because of human biology? All right. What I mean is when we look at androgen receptors, and for those who don't understand, androgen receptors are what testosterone binds to in muscles. Again, obviously testosterone being higher in men, therefore creating considered to be more masculine traits, although keeping in mind men and women both produce testosterone and estrogen. Okay, so context for that is just that the ratios are different. All right, so don't think of them as exclusively male and female hormones. Don't think of them entirely in that way. But ratios are different. All right, testosterone, which again also, how do anabolic drugs, anabolic steroids, put muscle on you through the androgen receptor, through the same pathway. Okay? Whole nother nuanced topic. So, where do they have the most affinity? Those muscles, okay? The upper part of the chest, the upper third of the chest, the deltoids and the trapezius, okay? Those are the muscles with the highest androgen receptor count. They are also, incidentally, the muscles most associated when they're slightly overdeveloped with the more aesthetic look. Now, when I make that statement, am I telling you to neglect anything? No, because realistically, having any muscle being extremely underdeveloped will reduce that. Having too much out of proportion will reduce that. In fact, it's been noted, even when you look at those more aesthetic muscles, they can be out of balance. Okay? Example, if the whole chest and upper chest is lagging and the delts are too big and you look flat-chested, it can slightly hurt the aesthetics. Okay? Right? If the delts are too small relative to the traps, it makes you look ugly and unaesthetic. Okay? In fact, it's one reason I tell a lot of guys, don't spend too much time on the traps unless your delts are really, really good. Plus, keeping in mind, will most delt exercises develop the traps? And the answer is yes, they will. We know they will. Right? Not even in question. We absolutely know that they will. So, from that context, we look at it in that context. What does that tell us? What's that tell us? It means that if you want to have a more aesthetic look, you should focus on those muscles. In other words, if you were going to prioritize anything, and I'm telling you, you need to train everything. You do need to train everything, let's be clear. And you need to be lean. If you want an aesthetic physique, you do need every muscle in your body to be trained, including your calves, including your quads, okay? Everything needs to be trained to some extent. You need to be lean. You need to be at a lean athletic body fat, preferentially lean enough to have visible abdominals. Having a full six-pack, even better. But at least if it's flat and you can see the outline of some ab, you're in a good place there, okay? So we need to be clear. All of that is a priority. But if you're trying to get that sort of look as quickly as possible, you're trying to get an aesthetic look, prioritizing those muscles helps. So how do we do that? Well, look at what exercises am I doing here. You see me doing barbell incline. You see me doing dumbbell incline. You can see me doing barbell overhead press. That will work that upper chest, front delt. All of it very effectively. Okay? What else are you going to see me do? You see me do a lot of side delt work, rear delt work. Didn't throw any rear delt work in this video for the sake of brevity. You're going to see me do upright rows. I'm going to do lateral raises with dumbbells. Okay? You want to prioritize those muscles. I also do a lot of rear delt work these days because I need to get it caught up. I didn't do any in this video, of course. All right. Focus on those exercises. Put a lot of focus in those exercises. It will help you achieve this. Okay? Help you achieve this. Absolutely will help you achieve it. So, another thing to think about. So we come over to the other biological question. You know, while we're on the topic, we'll just briefly touch on it. Biology. Why do those muscles have the most androgen receptors? Is it because of the aesthetics? Maybe. More specifically, because of early, more tribal times, hundreds, thousands of years ago, we were spread out distances. We didn't have good communication. Okay? We could spot the men and how big they were from fellow tribes. Okay? From a distance. Wider shoulders. So think about those muscles. Delts, traps, upper chest. Having that bigger shelf up top and the wider shoulders made the men look scarier from a distance. That meant other tribes were less likely to come over and pick a fight. Also, less likely to come and try to steal your women and children and stuff in the night, because isn't that how tribes used to grow? I'm talking prehistory, right? Right? Nomadic tribes, things like that. We still saw that even like in indigenous tribes in North America. Since it's more recent, you know, because we think of really prehistoric and pre-civilization, but then a lot of those societies, we got to really study a lot of their traditions, didn't we? And didn't we see that same thing? Right? Tribes could grow that way. Right? People were an asset. They were valuable. Get them, steal them young enough, and they could just become part of your tribe and culture. It worked. So it's the same thing. It intimidated them, as well as intimidated rivals inside your own tribe, to where if you were intimidating enough, maybe they didn't want to fight you. Peacocking. Testosterone, the male hormone, binds to those muscles the most. So it's just an interesting factoid. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.